Airports are full of little secrets, and not all of them are friendly to travelers. From baggage scanners that send your suitcase to the wrong country, to why booking a summer evening flight is basically asking for a delay. This isn't your average flying advice. Stick around, because these 10 surprising tips might just change how you travel forever. Flight delays might seem like bad luck, but in reality, there's a hidden pattern that can ruin your trip before it even begins. According to weather experts, summer evenings are the worst time to fly, especially in the United States. Why? Because that's when thunderstorms love to show up uninvited. Thanks to the heat, moisture, and unstable air, late-day sun bakes the ground, causes warm air to rise, and boom, thunderstorm chaos. And when those storms roll in, flight schedules go out the window. Even a small delay can cause a domino effect. Missed connections, rescheduled hotel check-ins, and yes, even missing that Taylor Swift concert. If you want to dodge delays, stick to morning departures, especially in the summer. The earlier, the better. If you thought flight delays were frustrating, wait until you see how much people overpay by flying on the wrong days. Want to save serious money and time? Fly midweek. Tuesday and Wednesday flights are statistically cheaper and less crowded, sometimes saving you up to 17% off your ticket. That's around $56 on a typical domestic fare, and honestly, hundreds more on international routes. And timing matters too. Avoid the 9 to 11 a.m. and 2 to 4 p.m. time slots. They're some of the most delayed hours of the day. Instead, go early, think 4 a.m., or take a red-eye. Less traffic, smoother boarding, and fewer delays. Oh, and skip Sundays. They're not just expensive, they're chaos at the gate. Planning a summer trip? Book early and fly smart. You just landed, got your bags, and arrived at the hotel. But before you flop on the bed, stop. Toss your suitcase into the bathtub. Why? Bed bugs. These tiny hitchhikers hide in beds, couches, and carpets, just waiting for fresh luggage to climb into. Placing your suitcase in the tub keeps it off soft surfaces, where bed bugs love to lurk. If there's no tub, use the bathroom floor. It's one of the least likely places to harbor bugs. And while your luggage is safely quarantined, give the room a quick check. Look at the mattress seams, behind headboards, and in furniture cracks. If you see small black dots or reddish stains, don't unpack. Switch rooms or hotels. A few seconds of caution can save you months of itching and expensive exterminators. You've locked the hotel door. Deadbolt clicked. But here's a trick that veteran travelers swear by, and it takes, honestly, just 5 seconds. Wrap a small towel or washcloth around the door's safety latch. Not only does it dampen sound and block hallway light, it also makes it harder for anyone to jiggle or bump the door open from the outside. It's not Fort Knox level security, sure, but this tiny hack adds one more layer of protection while you sleep. And once you get used to doing it, you'll feel weird not doing it. Keep a towel near the door, wrap it each night, and sleep a little sounder. Sometimes, peace of mind is just a folded towel away. Ever wonder where your bag disappears after check-in? Once it's out of your hands, it enters a chaotic maze of conveyor belts, barcode scanners, and automated sorters. Airport workers don't personally guide every bag. Machines do the heavy lifting. And if there's any hiccup in scanning, or your old destination sticker is still stuck on the side, that bag could get sent to the wrong city, or arrive hours before you do. Bags can even miss connections if they're routed too slowly between terminals. That's why experts always say, rip off those old baggage tags, and make sure your current one is clear and secure. Because while you might have a seat on the plane, your suitcase is flying standby. Think your airfare is expensive? Try parking your car. Airport parking lots charge sky-high prices. And it's not just greed. These facilities cost a fortune to build, maintain, and operate on prime real estate. And because you're paying for convenience, they know you'll shell out more to park right near your terminal. In fact, the world's most expensive airport parking is in Doha, Qatar, and it can run you over $500 a week. If you're looking to save, consider remote lots with shuttle service or take a taxi instead. Because at many airports, a week of parking can cost more than your plane ticket. And those savings, better spent on your trip than on a slab of painted concrete. It might seem odd that the crew insists your window shade be up for takeoff and landing, but there's a safety reason behind it. During critical moments like takeoff and landing, your eyes need to adjust to the outside light in case of an emergency evacuation. If the cabin lights go out or something goes wrong, being able to see clearly could make a huge difference. And it's not just for you. Ground crews use those windows to quickly spot problems like smoke or fire inside the cabin. Closed shades? They block that visibility and slow down rescue response time. So while it may feel like a small detail, that open shade is one of many behind-the-scenes safety protocols that could save your life. Next time you're tempted to shut it and nap, maybe wait until you're airborne. Most travelers just toss everything on the belt in random order, and then scramble like crazy trying to repack it all. But seasoned flyers know there's a better way. Start with your personal bag or backpack so it's first out of the scanner. That way, you can drop items into it immediately. Place your laptop and valuables in the second or middle tray, not first, to avoid having them sit alone and unattended. Then your carry-on goes last, forming a protective buffer behind your gadgets. This setup reduces the chance of your electronics getting snatched or confused with someone else's. Plus, it makes the whole repack process smooth and stress-free. A little strategy at the belt can save you a lot of chaos on the other side. You might think carry-ons are just for short trips, but even on longer flights, they're your safety net. Here's why. While most bags make it to your destination just fine, baggage delays are surprisingly common. And showing up to dinner or a meeting in yesterday's travel clothes, not a great look. That's why smart travelers always pack a full outfit in their carry-on, including socks and underwear. Even if you check a bag, having that backup outfit means you're covered if your suitcase takes the scenic route. And if you're going carry-on only, even better. You'll avoid baggage claim, skip the risk of lost luggage, and breeze straight out of the airport. It's freedom in a little roller bag. We all love the idea of scoring the perfect seat, but some spots are better than others, and a few are downright regrettable. Exit rows? Great for legroom. But the row in front of the exit? That one doesn't recline. Same goes for the last row in the plane. You're next to the bathroom and locked upright the whole flight. But here's a surprising twist. The back of the plane isn't always bad. It's often less crowded, which means you might luck into a whole row to yourself. And if you're one of the last to board, it's easier to grab open seats near the rear. Want to make the smartest choice? Use seat review sites before you fly. They'll show you hidden power outlets, legroom quirks, and even which rows have no windows. Don't just pick blindly. Pick wisely.
Ever felt oddly relaxed while waiting at your gate? It's no accident. TSA and airports manipulate your emotions and your wallet. Lower ceilings, dim lighting, soft carpets. These cozy touches make travelers feel more at ease, reducing stress and anxiety. Studies show that calmer passengers spend 7 to 10% more in duty-free stores. So, that comfy lounge area? It's a carefully crafted psychological trick. And here's another mind-blowing fact. Airports intentionally make walking distances longer by designing terminals in a way that forces passengers to pass as many shops as possible. Ever wondered why you're forced through duty-free zones after security? It's called the Golden Walk strategy. Airports make billions by ensuring passengers unconsciously browse and impulse buy. Next time you're at an airport, look around. You're walking through a carefully designed money trap. You hand over your suitcase at check-in. But have you ever wondered what happens next? The truth? Once it leaves the check-in counter, even airport staff don't track it. Your bag is sorted by machines, using barcode scanners to send it to its destination. But luggage disasters happen every day. Here's what could go wrong. It moves too slowly. It misses your connecting flight. It moves too fast. Your bag gets to your destination before you do. You forgot an old luggage sticker? Your bag could end up in a completely different country. Luggage tracking hack. Always take a picture of your bag at check-in. If it's lost, having a photo helps staff find it faster. Also, use an AirTag or GPS tracker. Many travelers have recovered lost luggage this way. That airplane meal in front of you? It's been planned. A year ago. Airline menus aren't created overnight. They're tested, optimized, and cost-cut to the extreme. One airline saved $40,000 just by removing a single olive from their salads. Multiply that by millions of flights. It's a fortune. Behind the scenes, massive airport kitchens operate 24/7, preparing food 6 to 10 hours before takeoff for multiple airlines at once. Why does airplane food taste weird? Your taste buds dull by up to 30% at high altitudes. That's why airlines add extra salt and seasoning to meals. Otherwise, everything would taste bland. Ever been asked to rub your hands on a cloth at airport security? No, they're not checking for germs. They're scanning for trace chemicals. Security machines memorize scents of dangerous substances. If there's a match, the alarm goes off. Another hidden security trick is that some airports use facial recognition AI to spot potential threats, sometimes before you even reach the gate. The TSA Liquid Rule loophole. You can bring frozen liquids through security. Breast milk, medications, and baby formula are allowed over 100 milliliters. Just declare them. Think VIP lounges are only for first-class travelers? Think again. Many airports sell 24-hour VIP lounge access for less than a hotel room. What you get: free food, drinks, showers, and quiet spaces to rest. Some credit cards give you free access to airport lounges, even if you're flying economy. Bonus tip: some airports have hidden passageways between terminals that only employees know about. At Frankfurt Airport, there's a walking tunnel between Terminals 1 and 2, but passengers rarely use it. Think those free airport phone charging stations are safe? Think again. Hackers install malware through public USB ports. The only safe way? Use your own charger in a wall outlet. Public Wi-Fi is just as risky. Unsecured networks can expose your personal data. If you must use airport Wi-Fi, encrypt your data or use a VPN. Hacker prevention hack. Carry a USB data blocker, also known as a USB condom, to prevent malware from loading onto your phone. Hate long security lines? There's a faster way through. TSA PreCheck lets you skip lines, keep your shoes on, and avoid unpacking your bags. Flying economy, but want a better seat? Check seating options 4 days before departure. That's when airlines start offering upgrades, sometimes for free. Frequent flyer programs aren't just about collecting miles for free flights. There are hidden perks many travelers overlook. Did you know some programs offer exclusive access to luxurious airport lounges, even if you're flying economy? Or that you can get priority boarding, which means never having to stress about finding overhead bin space again. And it gets better. Frequent flyer members often receive complimentary upgrades, allowing you to enjoy the comfort of business or first class without the hefty price tag. But that's not all. Many programs partner with hotels, car rental agencies, and even retail stores, so you can earn and redeem points for a variety of services and products beyond just flights. So next time you book a flight, consider signing up for a frequent flyer program. You might be surprised at the benefits you can unlock. When it comes to booking flights, timing can be everything. But what is the best time to book your ticket to get the cheapest rates? Experts suggest that the sweet spot is usually between 3 weeks and 4 months before your departure date. This is when airlines are most likely to offer the best deals. But there's more to it. According to industry studies, the best day of the week to book a flight is usually Tuesday. Airlines often release new fares on Monday evenings, which means other airlines will match these deals by Tuesday afternoon. This creates a window of opportunity for you to snag a great deal. Moreover, the time of day can also play a role. Booking flights in the early morning hours can sometimes yield better prices since fewer people are searching for flights at that time. And don't forget about the importance of flexibility. If you can be flexible with your travel dates, you can use tools like fare calendars to find the cheapest days to fly. Midweek flights are often cheaper than weekend ones, and flying on holidays themselves can sometimes be less expensive than flying the days leading up to or after. By understanding these timing tricks, you can save a significant amount on your next flight. Jet lag can be a major downside to international travel, but it doesn't have to ruin your trip. Here are some simple tips to help you avoid jet lag and make the most of your journey. First, start preparing before you even leave. Gradually adjust your sleep schedule to match your destination's time zone. If you're traveling east, go to bed an hour earlier each night. Traveling west, stay up a bit later. Next, stay hydrated. Airplane cabins are notorious for being dry, which can make jet lag symptoms worse. Drink plenty of water before, during, and after your flight. Avoid caffeine and alcohol, as they can dehydrate you further. When you board the plane, set your watch to the destination's time. This helps you mentally adjust to the new time zone. Try to sleep if it's nighttime at your destination, and stay awake if it's daytime. Light exposure plays a crucial role in regulating your body clock. Once you arrive, spend time outdoors in natural light. This helps your body adjust to the new time zone faster. If you arrive during the day, avoid naps and stay active. If it's nighttime, try to get to sleep even if you're not tired. Eating light, healthy meals can also help. Heavy or rich foods can make you feel sluggish and exacerbate jet lag. Stick to light, nutritious options to keep your energy levels steady. Finally, consider using sleep aids like melatonin, but consult with a healthcare professional first. Melatonin can help regulate your sleep cycle, but it's important to use it correctly. By following these simple tips, you can minimize the effects of jet lag and enjoy your trip to the fullest.